Hi everyone, how are you doing? How are you doing? It's me. It's Kat. Have you missed me? Well, I've missed everybody. And I'm sorry it's been a while since I've done an update or came on and just chit chatted. But this is an update of some of the stuff I was doing. I had started doing my artisan cards. I have not done artisan cards in years. I mean, I think I was in my 20s the last time I did artisan cards. And I've done them off and on, but not really done them. Um, my mediums that I'm using like, here are my artisan cards right here. These are the 3 artisan cards I've made. Um, Now, everybody knows I love the macabre and I love the goth. So, um, the one with the skull is my card, my special card that I had made for me. And I have a cricket, and that is how I made the card. Well, the tombstone. My skull here is made out of the resin mold that I had gotten from the House of Ink from Michelle. I love her. She's such a sweet person. Go check her out. She has some of the best molds and affordable too. She doesn't overcharge you for shipping and handling. She don't overcharge you for the molds. All her stuff is affordable. And this commercial is brought to you by Cat. But anywho, I'm sorry, but I used the Cricut and I used my rubber stamp on this. And what I did is I roughed up the back with a fingernail file to give it that rough look. And then I just went over it with some watercolor, let it dry, hit it with a heat gun. And then I rubber stamped it and I took a Q-tip with black ink and I gave age to the tombstone. And yes, that is my name. Like I said, I'm a little bit of a macabre, and this is a good close up of how my card looks. And this one is mine for my collection of my cards. And this one is for the Pastry Diva, Myra. I hope you like it. This is your artisan card that I made especially for you. And there's a little note attached to the back of it. And all you have to do, it just says some gushy stuff. But once again, all this back here is watercolors and a rubber stamp. And each little cupcake on here is hand painted with watercolor. And the big cupcake here in the middle, let me break out my handy dandy pointer. This cupcake here is a not Stizik, but a Cricut die cut with my Cricut machine. And what I did is I went around the edges once again with a Q-tip with ink on it, and I roughed up the edges and the little sprinkles that you see on the cupcake is polymer clay. These are 2 little erasers right here. They're little erasers. And these are little crystals that I had put on. And these are fruit canes that I had put in there. So, and it is signed and dated. So, I hope you like this, Myra. This is yours. I told you that this would be when you see it because your box is going to go out hopefully sometime this week, if not a little after this week. But, and this one is for Cute Charms Forever, since she is in love with owls. This is an owl. Okay, Valerie, stop giggling. I know you're giggling, Valerie, because we had this discussion last night, and I'm not going to go there with this discussion. But anyway, only Valerie knows about that discussion. But once again, this is done with the Cricut. And I once again took a Q-tip with ink and roughed up the edges and made it look I made it look darker around the edges, more in depth. I use these colors because an owl to me symbolize Halloween and fall, and you know, and it's just beautiful auburn colors and fall colors of the leaves falling and stuff like that. And these little flowers were made from a little die cut, and they all have crystals, and they all have polyflake around them to give them a little bit of shiny object. Oh, sorry, shine to them. So each one of the leaves are hand painted on my artisan cards, and this here they are uh, hand signed and dated. And I put them in these little top card tops folders because you don't want to handle them because sometimes the paint will come off on your fingers and the oils will get onto your cards. As soon as I'm done with my cards, I slide them in to these protective covers and I put them in a little plastic case that they put little collector cards in to keep them from getting damaged. Okay, those were my artisan cards. And this is a 3x3 painting I did. He is a rubber stamp, and Ballistic K told me that you can't tell the color, but this here is red. This here is red. The inside is red with polyflake in there. There you go. You can see the color. Ooh, I want that. This part here is red with polyflake. And these are Swarovski crystals embedded throughout there. And this was a black frame. And what I did is I roughed it up, I scratched it up, I hit it with a couple chains and just scratched it up. And then I took gold and brass rub and buff and I rubbed it all into all the little areas in there and made it look antiquish. And I'm going to sign it. This is signed down here in the corner, and it is dated. Anytime that you do something, please sign your work. And the back of it, I used a epoxy glue to hold it on, but to make sure it stays on, I used some really good thick tape. And my husband came up with this idea of putting this little fella here so I can run a string and I can hang him from the wall like that. So that there is my husband's ideal, and I would have never thought of it, but I am thinking about taking some Swarovskis and sticking them in his eyes. Look, I'm going to stick him in his eye socket. Okay, but anywho, this is one of the things I've been working on, and that those are all done. And then there's my polymer clay heart with wings, and each one of these little crystals were hand placed. And I love the polyflake. So oh gosh, you cannot use enough of that polyflake. It changes the color of everything that you use. I love it. But these little crystals were all hand put in, and that's how it looks. Oops, on the back. The back is just as pretty as the front. So I think they turned out really, really pretty. So that's about 3.5 inches long, and I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. Okay, now this is the skull that you guys excuse my mess on my table. I don't care about my fingernails. I'm married. I have no one to impress but myself. But anywho, this is the skull that I was working on, and I finished my skull. Let me back this up so I can give you a bigger picture. But this is the skull that I was working on. She's all hand painted. The inside glows in the dark because I added the Martha Stewart glow in the dark, and I added some glow in the dark paint. I took a candle, I lit it, and I melted all of it down. And this is how she looks. And she too is signed, dated, and numbered. And she will go up in the... I don't know. Valerie fell in love with her. So if Valerie is a good girl, I might send her to her. But I will most definitely have to send it to her in a box by itself, because of the fact that the candle here will fall off and strips of the candle will break. So I'll have to be very careful in mailing her. I have to be careful handling her too because of that reason. But doesn't she look awesome? Let me see if I can bring this out more. No, I can't. No. Let me see. I'm trying to get it to where it fits up under there. Well, everybody, that's been my update on my skull. I finished it last night, and I dropped the hot wax candle on me, and that hurts. That hurt. Yeah, Ballista K thought it... Oh, that would look cool right there. But Ballista K laughed and thought it was very, very funny and hysterical, and I thought she was going to pee herself. But you know what? She'll get it. But anywho, I hope you like my artisan cards, and I hope you enjoy them. And when you do artisan cards, a little tip on your artisan cards: anytime that you do an artisan cards, you're not supposed to sell them. They're for trade only, and your artisan card is supposed to reflect the person that you are, and they're supposed to reflect the person that you're making the card for. So that's how come I have done themes for my cards. And Valerie, I'm not showing you your card until you get it in the mail. So Ballista K said I should make a video of your card and block you from seeing it. That is so mean. Here, hand me her backing. It's over there on that table, I think, sweetheart. No, I don't understand. The back of it. It's just the plain back. It's the... Hold on a second. Let's see if I can find it. I'll show you the only thing I can show you on this card. I can't find it. Yay! Oh, here it is. Okay, this is going to be the back of your card, and yeah, that's all it is. A chandelier in blue and purples and black. So, well, everybody, I hope you enjoy. So, peace out. Toodles. Bye, everybody.